It's the last week of January, and statistically speaking, 90% of people who embarked on their health, fitness, energy, vitality journey have quit. They want no more. They're done. They've thrown in the towels and gone back to the familiar patterns, habits, actions, behaviors of their current past life in 2025. So if you're a guy who started strong in January, you got a new gym membership maybe, went 2 or 3 times, started meal prep, lent in some new habits, getting up early, maybe getting to bed at a good time, doing dry January, doing all the things that everyone else is doing, but it's got too much, too soon. You're trying to change too much and it's overwhelming. You're not alone. Why you're not alone? Because 90% of people are in the same boat as you. So today, I'm going to break down why the system is flawed, why 90% of people actually fail, and how you can go into February with a new day, fresh perspective. And let me just get one thing straight as well. A lot of people get caught up in this new year. Okay, it's great to go into a new year, but think about it. Every day is a brand new day and a new day of a new year. Okay, so if we use that lens and use that perspective, when you wake up, it's a blank canvas, it's a new chapter, and you can go write that story. So every day is a new day of a new year. So let's get into it. The first thing I need you to hear is it is not your fault. Okay, you didn't fall off because you're weak. You didn't fall off because you're lacking discipline. You didn't fall off because you're lacking commitment. Okay, maybe you need to rearrange your priorities. However, when 90% of people, when 9 out of 10 people are falling off and failing on the last week of January, year after year, consistently, this is not a character flaw. This is not a personal flaw. This is a systems and a structure. It's a systems, it's a design problem. Okay, here's the thing. Let's say within your business or in a business, if 90% of the customers who are buying that product or service can't figure out how to use it or keep failing, you wouldn't keep blaming the customers, right? You'd take the feedback, you'd review the product, review the service, and you get that percentage down so you had a better strike rate. And this is the same thing with people in the health and fitness goals. It's a system and an infrastructure issue. And the whole new year, new resolution system, in my opinion, is flawed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly why that system is flawed and what you can do about it to reset going into the new month of February. So let's unpack exactly what's going on in the brain when you're trying to change all these things at once. So hypothetically, let's say you're trying to train 3 times per week, get a run in on a Sunday, you're doing meal prep, low sugar, low carb, you're looking at intermittent fasting, you're trying to do 10,000 steps per day, drink 3 litres of water, you've got a new supplement protocol, an AM routine, a PM routine, you're listening to a new Andrew Huberman podcast, you're looking at biohacking, peptides. Now listen, this is not a plan. This is quite literally an identity transplant. You're trying to become a complete different person overnight. Now, the problem is when we try to change too much too soon, that creates a threat. Okay, it creates a threat response in the brain, and your brain's priority is to keep you safe. And here's the thing, to your brain, change feels unpredictable, and unpredictable equals a potential threat. So when you're trying to change and overhaul everything at once, your brain doesn't see fancy training plans, steps, water, AM routine, PM routine, new supplements. All it sees is disrupted routine, uncertain outcomes, unknown territory, energy drain. So it's doing quite literally what it's designed to do. It's pulling you back to familiar patterns and familiar routines that makes it feel safe. So quite simply, it's just doing its job. It's just doing its job to protect you. Then we've also got the motivational trap. Now, motivation is great for getting you started. It's great for getting you out of the blocks. But when life happens, when life hits, you've got work, chaos, travel plans, stress, pressure, your kids are sick and you're up all night, you've got no energy. Motivation's not there. It's not going to last, because here's the thing about motivation. All it is a dopamine response. Okay, a dopamine response within the brain that makes you feel a certain way within that moment. And that is that's fleeting. It's not something you can rely on. So what can we rely on moving forward? A system and structure. So within the brain, you've got an area called the basal ganglia, which is your habit forming center. Now, this part of the brain, it doesn't run on feelings like motivation. It runs on repetition. Okay, so same cue, same action, same outcome, same result, over and over again. And this is how a habit's formed. So when we can create a habit loop and a system in place, this is how we're going to get results. So motivation gets you started, but systems, they keep you in the game and give you the structure to keep getting results day in, day out. Now, you didn't build a system, okay? You had a wish list that required you to show up and have willpower every day. And when chaos hits, pressure, stress, like it always does and it always has done, what is your backup plan? Because if you've got no plan and no system in place, everything collapses. You know, one disruption, boom, the whole lot's gone. So when I say you didn't fail, I mean that, because all that's happened is your brain's done what brains do when they're overloaded with too much change and there's no system to fall back on. So on that note, let me show you exactly what works and what to put in place for February. Here's what I want you to do for the next 7 days. We're going to implement a simple 3-step system that works with the brain and not against it. So step 1, we're going to implement a single one non-negotiable. So we're not looking for 7, not looking for 5, not looking for 3. We just want one non-negotiable, and think of this as the domino that impacts and drives everything else. Okay, so generally for the guys I work with, business owners, founders, execs, one of 3 things could be a morning anchor that regulates your nervous system so you run and own your day instead of being reactive in your day owning you. Number 2, training 3 times per week. Doesn't really matter how that looks, how long. So 30 to 45 minutes. Just be intentional and show up. And number 3, hit your daily protein goal. So as a rule of thumb, for a guy, 1 gram per total pound of body weight. That is it. So you got 3 examples there. Pick one. Again, you may be thinking, that sounds a bit easy. Can I not do 2? Can I not do 3? Well, if we look at your past track record, how the last few weeks have gone, maybe the last quarter, that's not really worked out. So let's stick with 1, commit to 1 thing, 1 non-negotiable, and then the next week, we can start to add on then. Okay, step 2, install a trigger. So to make this automatic, we want to attach this to things that we're already doing on a day-to-day basis. So let's look at them 3 examples. Number 1, the morning anchor. So upon waking, when you hydrate after a night's sleep, this is when you'll tie in the morning anchor. Bit of breath work, meditation. Number 2, training. Again, a perfect time of the day. Before the day gets hold of you, you can just attach that as soon as you wake up. That startup routine, glass of water, exercise for 30 minutes, or maybe get to the gym. Or another alternative is you can just put them into your diary as non-negotiable meetings, like with a board member, or you are the CEO of your own body. You can put them as meetings, or again, you could get your EA or assistant to install them as non-negotiables. Number 3, protein. Okay, so a few different ways you can do this. Quick and easy way, you can get these apps and you can just take a quick picture of the food that you're eating. It's going to give you a rough estimate. Then at the end of the day, however much short you are, the next day, you know where to improve. Or another way you can do it is you can just take a rough estimate or pictures of the food. And then again, at the end of the day, you could just paste them into ChatGPT and go, give me an overview of a rough amount of protein in these meals that you've eaten. Again, that's going to give you a rough estimate, and the next day you can just improve and optimize on that number. So this is just a really simple way of anchoring them 3 examples to what you do on a day-to-day basis, because we want to eliminate decision and memory. So this is what we call by habit stacking, and this is how we can just we can tie in these actions and behaviors to things that we're already doing on a day-to-day basis. Step 3, execute for 7 days. Not 90 days, not 30 days, just 7 days. And we want to be consistent across the board. Meaning, you know, did I show up or didn't I? Yes or no. Make it binary. And then at the end of that day, you know then what correction you need to make for the following day on that one non-negotiable. But here's the thing, we're not actually looking to transform your mind and body in 7 days. It's something far more important than that. We're actually rebuilding trust, because your brain is a pattern recognition organism, right? When you show up and you do what you say, or you do what you say you're going to do, your brain is updating its prediction model. So then it says, oh, he's actually the type of guy who actually does what he says he's going to do. That right there is not motivation. That's identity shifting. And we call it identity engineering because you're becoming the type of person, you're building that self-trust and you're doing what he says he does. And then with that, once you've got that self-trust in that one area, that one habit, this is when you can start to stack and then add more layers to that on a week-to-week basis. Because your brain doesn't care about what you say, it just cares about what you do repeatedly. So, one thing, 7 days, repeat, add, and this is how we're going to go into February on the front foot and build momentum. And let me tell you why doing this one thing for 7 days beats 30 days of trying to fix everything all at once. It's a compounding principle. So, like I said, we're not trying to transform your health in 7 days, not at all, but what we're doing is we're building trust, we're building evidence. So then let's say we fast forward 2 or 3 weeks, you've actually got 3 non-negotiables on loop. Fast forward into March, mid-March, you've actually got a system there that's going to survive chaos and a structure that's going to be battle tested as you move forward and get that momentum into the year. Now, all that's happening here is compound interest for your health. Small bets, consistent execution, massive ROI. So, I mean, listen, you understand this principle in business and it's no different when it comes to your health. And the same rules apply. And I know it feels like you should be doing more, like one thing just isn't enough, but that's the same level of thinking that got you here. You know, trying to do everything and achieving nothing and then ending up in that stop-start position, because doing one thing well for 7 days beats 30 days of inconsistency, overwhelm, and that stop-start negative pattern that, you know, you keep ended up falling into. So what I want you to understand is consistency beats intensity. All day, every day, and twice on a Sunday. All that really matters is you being able to walk in that front door at 7, 8 p.m. with energy for your kids. You know, not just there physically, but actually be present. It's about being able to look in the mirror and respect the man looking back. It's having the health, vitality, and longevity to match your leadership role. It's about being able to keep promises with yourself, because if you can't trust yourself, you know, what have you got? It's about being a father that your children are proud of 20 years from now. It's about actually enjoying the life that you're building, not enduring it and just waiting for that one day. These 7 days are to buy you a beach body. They're there to buy you energy, presence, self-respect. They're there to buy you the proof that you can still follow through. So don't do this for vanity. Do this because your family needs you present, not depleted. And you deserve to respect yourself again. So what's it going to be? Is it going to be the morning anchor? Regulate that nervous system? Is it going to be your minimum standard training session, 3 sessions per week, 30 minutes done as you please? Just want to be intentional about that and get that rhythm of routine. Or is it going to be the protein goal? Okay, so pick one of your non-negotiables. Step 2, let's install a trigger. So we want to tie that to something that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. Let's get that habit stacked. And then number 3, we want to track that. We want to execute. So did I or didn't I? Yes, no. Have that rhythm of routine on a day-to-day basis. Reflect, course correct the following day. And as an added bonus, right below this video, you'll see the free energy blueprint, which is a system and an infrastructure built for chaos, travel, sick kids. It's going to show you exactly where you're leaking energy and what systems and steps to put in place. Built for chaos, built to last. Let's switch on.